Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Dropbear and Goomba on Cactus Valley, the latter edition. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is Dropbear. And in the top right side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Goomba from So Dank Goomba of Neuro and Goomba fame. Two players that have amazing games every time they play, as far as I assume. Unless they're just sending me their amazing replays, and there are a whole bunch of boring ones. Alright, so a TVT at the GM level. I figured I would cast a TVT because I haven't in a while. Those of you who have wanted to see a TVT, you're welcome. And those of you who don't want to see a TVT but are watching anyway, thank you for stopping by. Alright, so racks first here out of Goomba. Racks first out of Dropbear. Slightly different places for their racks. Rackses? Racks? Barrackses? I don't know how that works. Barracks here blocking the ramp for Goomba. And not blocking the ramp for Dropbear, although a supply depot is kind of doing that. So I don't know what the plan is for Dropbear at all. Usually it's going to be a Reaper opening here, which can be fairly exciting when you get right down to it. Actually, is my Reaper name list updated is the question of the day. I was running out of Reaper names. No, hang on. I did not want you, yes, that was not me telling you to please submit a million Reaper names. What that actually was saying is that I had a bunch of names on my list that I needed to transfer a bunch more over, right? A bunch more over onto from the YouTube to my list that I actually look at. So yeah, I have a whole ton on my YouTube channel that I need to actually transfer onto the list. So please don't take that as an invitation. Oh, winning the SCV war was Goomba. SCV with 5 hit points. Way to go, dude. Way to get that one. Dropbear did not pull his out in time there. Expansion on the way from Dropbear. Goomba seems a little bit late. Alright, so it's a double Reaper opening here. Do we want... I don't know. I don't know. It's just so hard. It is so hard. You know, we're not going to name these ones. We're not going to name these Reapers. There are 2 of them. I always get them confused, and it's embarrassing for all involved. So this Reaper moving out for Dropbear, and this one playing defense. Yes, Goombas is playing defense at the top of his ramp. I mean, that's not where the other Reaper can come in, dude. I mean, he can hop up. Actually, is that the only place he can hop up on this map? Is pretty much at the front door? It pretty much is. Interesting. Interesting lack of hop-upable places here for Dropbear. Dropbear, as far as I know, refers to koalas, which are basically bears that hang out in trees and can drop on people. If by explaining the joke it ruined it, I apologize. Cyclone out of Dropbear, first of all. And Goombas, I'm going to assume going, oh, Cyclone as well, but with a reactor. So maybe double Cyclone. Dropbear's factory does not have a reactor. He is supplementing with Marines from a reactor barracks. So Cyclone and Marines from Dropbear. Cyclone and nothing else, as near as I can tell here for Goomba. So he's just going straight Cyclone, man. He's going double Cyclone, which is really good, which is actually really super good against Marines. Like, we saw that one Cyclone in a game a couple weeks ago take down 5 Marines by himself. It was nuts. So Reaper action here. Reaper versus Reaper, and KD8 charge saying, get out. Don't chase me, says Dropbear's Reaper. Moving on out, the Red Reaper escaping, and Goomba decides not to give chase, heading back on to do some scouting instead, and his path will take him directly into these Marines and Cyclones. So I'm not sure about his particular ability to live, and no, it was not very good. It was not very good. Dropbear's Reaper is alive here at the Zonlong Watchtower in the center of this map. A Cyclone out for Goomba, another Cyclone here on the way. Doesn't he have... Oh, okay, he is actually holding the corners of his natural base here. Perhaps worried about drops. Perhaps just wanting Dropbear to come in and then he'll close the pincers. Oh, he does manage to get the Reaper that tried to hop up here. Okay, so worried more about Reaper harass, and that worked out perfectly for Goomba. Again, they just have a lot of DPS. They're best against armored units. They're really good against buildings and things, but for the most part, they still do really well against things like Marines and things like Ravagers and things like Reapers and things that just don't have a lot of hit points. Hydralisks too, I have to assume. So here comes a drop from a Dropbear, as he is appropriately named. He's got a Cyclone and 4 Marines inside this medevac, heading across the top of the map and stopping. Goomba does have a barracks floating up here on the north side of things, and it will scout this. The barracks will see this medevac flying right on in. The response from Goomba should be fairly immediate, and it is. The Cyclone's coming right on over. This is not going to go well for Goomba whatsoever. If he tries to land, he's going to die. The lock-on ability might just destroy him as it is. Get out of there, run, boost, boost, boost. Is it enough? No! Gets the full medevac. Oh, Goomba, that was just brutal. A brutal defense there. He just goes right back to where he was, nonchalantly moving back down to the natural base. It's time to counterattack. It might be time to counterattack. If you can take down a medevac full of Marines and a Cyclone of your enemies, you know what? It's time to move out. So here he goes, moving out with the Cyclones. Might actually going to try to take the Zonlaga Watchtower first of all. Just tap it quick and then head up. There are tanks for Dropbear, though. Tanks versus Cyclones. I have to imagine the range for the tanks is going to help immensely here. Although unsieged tanks, maybe not as good. And siege it up, Dropbear, siege up that tank. Is he not? He's not doing it. And here we go. Goomba walking right on in. Tank number 1, toast immediately. Other tank is getting some nice shots off. Does kill one of the Cyclones. And Goomba decides to back on out. But man, that tank died so fast. So fast. I mean, look at this. It's 5 damage versus armored compared to 3 for unarmored. And when your weapon speed is 0.1, that adds up. That adds up over time incredibly fast. That's why Lings with upgrades are really good. Why Marines with upgrades are really good. Just because their attack speed is so quick that those benefits add up a lot over time. A lot more over time than something with a small attack speed, like, for example, a siege tank. Alright, so what do we got? We just have these Cyclones here for Goomba. He is going for a 3rd base orbital command, landing to the south of his natural. No big deal. 3rd orbital command, or 3rd command center for Dropbear coming up inside his main base as well. A lot of barracks, actually. For Dropbear, he saw the Cyclones. He decided to go Marine Marauder, which, I don't know. Have we really seen mass Cyclone versus mass Marine? I don't know. Why are there so many Vikings for Dropbear? He's got 4 Vikings. Is there anything here that would mean that he needs to get 4 Vikings? Goomba does not have anything that flies right now. No medevacs at all. He has a tank and 5 Cyclones and 7 Hellions. End of discussion. He's meching it because he's Goomba, and that's what he does. But yeah, I don't know what the Vikings are for. If the Vikings turn out to be really, really important somehow, I will eat my hat. But for now, I just feel like, why is he still double pumping them? This is crazy for Dropbear. I mean, is he maybe landing for land attacks, extra damage versus mechanical? Did he watch the One Trick Wednesday? These are mechanical. They will take extra damage from the Vikings, but they're armored themselves, and so they will take extra damage from the Cyclones. And I just feel like the Cyclones in a ground-to-ground battle are going to win that for sure. So a Marine tank Viking attack out here from Dropbear. Again, it makes sense if your opponent is doing the same thing. If they also have Vikings or medevacs, sure, get that Viking count up. Do what you gotta do. But otherwise, this just seems like the wrong choice. It's like he's on autopilot right now. He doesn't know what he's coming up against, even though he saw all of those Cyclones. Goomba did have a Hellion holding the central Zonlaga Watchtower, but did get destroyed by Dropbear's attack coming on in. Some more Hellions, getting picked off a little bit. They're fast, though. Conquest of Shell is not done, though it has been started for Dropbear, so could not quite hit those Hellions and slow them down to murder them. Medevacs here for Dropbear, joining the army to heal up the damage done by Stim, the damage done by the Cyclones a couple of minutes ago back inside the natural base. 3rd base up and running for Dropbear very, very nicely. 3rd base up for Goomba as well. So Red Army just kind of hanging out in the middle here. The Zonlaga Watchtower, trying to see what it can see. The Blue Army is just a lot of tanks and Hellbats and Cyclones. Couple Hellions trying to run in here to the natural base, but no, there are Marines and Marauders and Widowmines here. That did not go very well for Goomba, and he loses them. No, get out of there, run! One Hellion does manage to survive by retreating and then stops retreating and gets murdered in the process, so that was weird. Don't know what his driver was thinking there. Thor's on the way from Goomba, getting +2/+2 with Infernal Pre-Igniter. A lot of blue on that production tab right now. A lot of blue. I mean, even considering the fact that he is the blue player. Barracks, the scouting barracks is getting shot down by the Vikings, so the Vikings got that done. They took down a scouting resource for Goomba on the top side of this map. 4th base on the way from Dropbear to the south of his 3rd base. And his sign, nope, just continuing to scan to see what's going on with Goomba. And so far, Dropbear has a good idea what is up with Goomba. He's done some nice scanning. He can see the number of bases that he has. And so, I mean, again, I just don't know why he's going so traditionally here. Maybe he feels like it's just better. Maybe he feels like, yeah, I mean, Goomba has this mech style, but I can just take him down with my tanks and my Marines and my Marauders. No big deal. 65 to 69 Harvesters, 155 to 162 supply. Trying to land inside the main base here, but there are Blue Flame Hellions and tanks and Thors. Everything on the ground is destroyed. A Liberator here setting up shop, trying to take out a tank. That is a big problem. The Cyclones need to lock on that Liberator immediately. Although they're kind of just not really focusing. There we go. They focus it down, and it does end up getting killed. So retreating a little bit here is Dropbear. Resources lost after that battle. About 3,200 lost for Dropbear. Goomba has lost about 1,900. So far, pretty cost efficient is this mech, as it really is intended to be. So a lot of tanks here for Goomba. He's got 9 tanks compared to 1 for Dropbear. I just don't know here. Tanks firing away. Hellbats transforming themselves. +2/+2 is a few seconds from finishing right now for Goomba. And I feel like he just might... No, Dropbear goes for it. Just walks right on in here. The Cyclones need to focus down the Liberator. They're the only anti-air here, except for that Thor, I guess. Thor doing some pretty good jobs there as well. And the Liberator is dead. Tanks just owning everything on the ground right now for Goomba. I really don't know. I don't really know what Dropbear is going to do here against the tanks. And so far, he kind of run away at this point. Tanks setting up in siege mode. And by the time they do, most of Dropbear's units have gotten out of there. So that siege animation's a little bit too slow right now, I think, for Goomba. But he's continuing to push it anyways. Eventually, Dropbear is going to run out of places to run, as it turns out, and going to be in a lot of trouble. A small group of Marines and Marauders for Dropbear, unsupported by a medevac, coming in here to the natural base, picking off SCVs, killing a tank, killing Hellions there as well. Meanwhile, Goomba has set up a very nice siege on Dropbear's third, where he has a bunch of barracks there under direct fire. There is a Marauder here to defend this. He hoofs it out of there as fast as he can get. 1 Marauder left for Dropbear here at the natural base. Thor finishes him off, and the red little harassment is over for the time being, although some more Marines and Marauders are coming over here. Hellbats are slow. Marines and Marauders are fast. That's why they are winning this battle against just these Hellbats. Hellbats just getting destroyed. Third base is gone, though. Third base is gone for Dropbear. Not a good sign. Not a good sign if you are a Dropbear of the red color in this game. +1 air weapons on the way from Dropbear. Tanks setting up outside the natural base now of Dropbear and stimming forward, trying to pick off the tanks. Doing a pretty good job of it here is Goomba, is Dropbear, and he does kill most of the tanks. There are still 2 remaining. Still 2 remaining. Vikings of Goombas are now out, trying to take down this orbital command that Dropbear has lifted off and tried to save. Liberators setting up defender mode circles to kill these tanks and these Thors, but nope. Anti-air single target mode of Goomba is engaged. Not worrying about that splash damage. He wants to do that big, powerful punch against single targets, which is exactly what works here for Dropbear. So Dropbear is suddenly down 107, 149 total supplies. Natural base under direct assault here as well. The Vikings actually landing to do some more damage to this ground stuff. There are a handful of Marines and Marauders, but against tanks and Thors, I just don't know how's it going to work. SCVs pulled off the line as well, trying to surround Hellbats, and actually they kill a Hellbat, but they get absolutely destroyed by tanks with +2 attack, and that is it. A good game out of Dropbear. Dropbear is defeated, and Goomba was victorious in this particular battle. Excellent, excellent job there by Goomba. Making mech work in a TVT at the GM level. Hats off to him on that one for sure. Units lost tab showing our Terran friend, our bio Terran friend, losing 44 Marauders, 55 Marines, 2 tanks, 6 Liberators, and 10 Vikings with 9 medevacs. Goomba lost 12 tanks, 6 Cyclones, 20 Hellbats, 17 Hellions, and a single SCV. Yeah, good job. I mean, just got up the ground army, didn't really bother trying to challenge Dropbear's Vikings. And it worked out. It worked out for him from there. It was pretty much just a solid straight push across the map. Dropbear trying to harass and slow down as he could, and just didn't end up working for our red Terran friend. Resources lost, 28,000 lost for the red Terran, and only about 9, maybe 10,000 lost for Goomba. Dang. Dang cost efficiency. All right, so that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.